My friend, you know, when a woman truly likes you, one of the most consistent and telling signs is her attention. And I'm not just talking about her glancing at you a few times or replying to a message here and there. I mean genuine, intentional, and often subtle attention that feels different. It feels personal. It's like she's tuned into you on a frequency that not everyone else hears. And that's something worth paying attention to. See, a woman who likes you isn't just passively observing you. Her focus finds its way to you naturally. You might notice that she remembers something you told her weeks ago, something small that even you forgot. Maybe you mentioned your favorite childhood snack, or a random show you like watching when you're stressed. And then, out of nowhere, she brings it up. That's not by accident. That's not just a good memory. That's her investing mental energy into you, choosing to store pieces of you somewhere safe in her mind because you matter to her. And when someone matters to you, you notice the details, and it doesn't stop with memory. It's also about presence. You'll feel it when you're in a group setting. While everyone else is having their own conversations, her eyes drift to you. She might not say much at first, but her energy is clearly anchored around you. You laugh, she glances to see your reaction. Someone mentions your name, she perks up just slightly, like she's alert to anything involving you. These things are subtle, but they happen repeatedly, and they're hard to fake. It's almost like you're her emotional compass in the room. She's quietly tracking where you are and how you feel, even if she never says it out loud. Now, don't confuse this with someone who's just friendly or polite. That kind of attention feels different. It's warm but surface level. The kind of attention I'm talking about is layered, it's deliberate, it's thoughtful. It's consistent, and even when she doesn't say much, it feels like she sees you, not just what you do or what you say, but the things underneath. The way you tilt your head when you're thinking, how you respond when you're excited or anxious. A woman who likes you studies that without even realizing it. She's curious about your inner world, and her focus is a sign that she's gently trying to become a part of it. Sometimes that attention shows up in how she positions herself, even physically. She might find reasons to be near you, to sit close enough to feel a sense of proximity. Not in a pushy way, it's subtle, respectful, but intentional. Maybe she lingers just a little longer when everyone else is moving on. Or she laughs a little more genuinely at your jokes. It's not exaggerated, it's not a performance, it's just warmer, realer. And the interesting thing is, even if she's shy, especially if she's shy, the attention still shows up. It may not be loud, but it's present. She might not always be the first to start a conversation, but she'll listen with depth. She'll make space for you to speak. She'll notice when your tone shifts or when something's bothering you, even if you haven't said a word. That kind of emotional presence is powerful. She's tuned in because she cares. Let me tell you something a lot of people overlook. Attention is not about volume, it's about intention. A woman who likes you doesn't need to shout it from the rooftops. Her attention will speak before her words do. In the way she watches how you interact with others. In the way she notices when you're off your game. In the way she subtly tries to bring you back into your light. That's not random. That's not basic kindness. That's the quiet language of affection. Sometimes she'll ask you how your day was, and when you say fine, she won't just move on. She'll pause, look at you, ask again, not because she wants to pry, but because she can tell something's different. She's listening to more than your words. She's listening to your energy. She notices when it shifts, and that's rare. That's someone who sees beyond the surface. And if you ever wonder whether it's real, pay attention to how consistent it is. Because when a woman genuinely likes you, her attention doesn't turn on and off like a switch. It's steady, even if she doesn't always express it loudly. It's there in how she reacts to your presence. It's there in how she remembers the things that matter to you. It's there in how she adjusts her own rhythm just a little to match yours. You'll feel it. It's gentle, but it's unmistakable. So many men wait for a grand declaration, for the big moment when she spells it out clearly. But more often than not, it starts with quiet patterns. With her being present in your world in ways that feel comforting, familiar, intimate, before she says anything about how she feels, she'll show it in how she notices you. How she leans into the moments that you probably thought no one else saw. That's the first sign, and once you know what to look for, you'll see it clearly every time. Because when a woman likes you, her attention becomes a form of affection, and it never lies. One of the clearest ways to know if a woman truly likes you is how she seeks connection, not just conversation. There's a big difference between someone who talks to you because the moment calls for it, and someone who talks to you because they want to feel close to you. When a woman likes you, even the simplest interactions carry weight. They're not just about exchanging words. They're about creating a bridge, something real, even if it starts off small. Have you ever noticed how certain people make time for you without it feeling forced? That's what I'm talking about. A woman who's into you doesn't need an excuse. She'll find reasons to text you, ask how you're doing, share something funny she saw that made her think of you. It's not always deep or dramatic. Sometimes it's just, "This reminded me of you," or "I saw this and had to send it." But underneath those small gestures is a quiet desire to be part of your world. That's connection. She's not waiting for the perfect moment. She's creating it in little ways over and over. And it doesn't stop with messages or conversation starters. You'll notice how she tries to keep the interaction going. If you send her a quick reply, she won't just end it there. She'll ask follow-up questions, respond with more than just an emoji or a lol. Why? Because she's interested. She wants to keep the door open, keep the flow going. It's not about filling silence, it's about maintaining a thread between you and her. That thread matters to her, and if you're paying attention, you'll see that. Now here's something I want you to understand. Women are often more emotionally aware than they let on. When she likes you, she's not just hearing your words, she's feeling out your energy. She picks up on how you respond, how fast, how fully. And if you're open, if you're receptive, that encourages her to lean in more. But even if you're a little guarded, she won't back off completely. She'll keep trying gently, respectfully, because what she's looking for isn't just banter, it's presence. She wants to feel something when she's around you, even if it's subtle. And the thing is, the way she talks to you might be different from how she talks to other people. Maybe with her friends, she's playful and chaotic and full of loud energy. But with you, she might slow things down. She might get thoughtful, even a little vulnerable. She may share things that aren't exactly comfortable or casual. That's not because she's bored or sad. It's because she trusts you, because she wants to be seen by you in a deeper way. And when a woman starts showing you parts of herself that she doesn't offer everyone, it's never by accident. That's a clear sign that she values the connection you have, or hopes it grows into something more. Sometimes it shows in the way she brings you into her day. Maybe she tells you about her morning coffee run, or her weird coworker, or something random that happened on the street. It might seem mundane at first glance, but think about it. She's narrating her life to you. She's inviting you into her little world, piece by piece. And when someone starts doing that, it means you're not just a fleeting thought. You're becoming part of her daily rhythm. And that matters. Other times you'll feel it when she checks in without needing a reason. She asks how you're feeling, how things are going, and not in a generic way. It's specific. She remembers you had a meeting you were nervous about, or that you weren't sleeping well last week, or that you were trying to hit the gym more often. She's not just listening, she's tracking. That level of care doesn't come from obligation. It comes from interest, from emotion, from liking you more than she's saying out loud. And here's where a lot of people miss the signal. They think connection means flirting, or lots of compliments, or over-the-top attention. But real connection, it's quieter, it's more consistent. It's in how she talks to you when nothing big is happening. It's how she makes space for you in her schedule, even if it's just to send a voice note or a short message to say, "I thought about you today." That's her way of building something with you, intentionally, gently, over time. When a woman likes you, you'll also notice that she doesn't just talk about herself. She creates space for you to open up too. She wants to know your thoughts, your stories, your moods. She asks questions that go beyond the surface. What are you passionate about? What makes you feel alive? What keeps you up at night? She's not just gathering facts. She's trying to understand what drives you, what you believe in. That kind of emotional curiosity is one of the purest signs that she's genuinely drawn to you. And even if the two of you have very different personalities, maybe you're introverted and she's more outgoing, or vice versa, you'll notice her effort to bridge that gap. She adjusts her approach, not because she's trying to be someone else, but because she wants to meet you where you are. That flexibility, that willingness to make things feel easier for you, that's someone who cares about the connection enough to nurture it, not just experience it. So if you ever find yourself questioning whether she's just being nice or whether there's something more, look at the way she tries to stay close even when life is busy. Look at how she responds when you open up or when you pull back. Look at how she holds the conversation in a way that doesn't feel like an obligation, but more like an invitation. When a woman likes you, connection becomes her quiet language, and she'll speak it in 100 small ways. You just have to listen. Because when a woman is truly interested in you, she doesn't just want to talk, she wants to feel close. One of the most powerful signs that a woman truly likes you is when she starts showing you who she really is. Not the version she presents to the world, the polished, filtered, always put-together version, but her authentic self. The one with quirks, emotions, contradictions, and vulnerabilities. That's the version she guards from most people. But if she starts lowering that shield around you, even a little, that's not random. That's trust, and trust, when it's genuine, is never casual. See, when a woman is attracted to you emotionally, not just physically, she doesn't want to perform. She doesn't want to impress you with a version of herself she can't sustain. She wants to be understood. And she wants to know that you'll like her as she is, not just for how she looks or how she behaves when everything is perfect. That's why one of the most revealing signs she likes you is her willingness to be real with you. And being real can show up in so many ways. It might be the first time she lets you see her without makeup, or when she doesn't feel the need to act extra cheerful around you if she's had a rough day. It could be when she starts telling you about her past, the stuff she doesn't talk about often. Not the dramatic parts for attention, but the quiet, meaningful parts. The things that shaped her, changed her, scarred her. She doesn't do that with just anyone. It takes courage to open up like that. And if she's doing it with you, it means she sees something in you, something safe, something solid. Sometimes it's not even in what she says, but in what she stops doing. Maybe early on she was super careful with her words, always trying to say the right thing, always watching her tone. But now she jokes more freely, she lets her guard down, she's okay being a little weird, a little goofy, a little imperfect. That shift isn't because she's losing interest, it's the exact opposite. It means she's starting to feel at home around you. And when a woman feels safe being herself, it's one of the clearest signs that she genuinely likes you. And let's talk about emotions for a second, because this is where things really become real. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just want to show you the easy emotions like happiness and excitement. Eventually, she starts sharing the harder ones too, frustration, anxiety, self-doubt. Not in a dramatic way, not to get attention, but because she's testing whether you can hold space for those parts of her too. She's not just saying, here's who I am when I'm fun and charming. She's saying, here's who I am when I'm tired, when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm human. That's not just attraction. That's emotional intimacy, and emotional intimacy is sacred. It doesn't happen overnight. It's built slowly, moment by moment. When she lets you see her cry, or when she admits something that makes her feel vulnerable, maybe about her insecurities or how she was treated in the past or something she's struggling with right now, those are not just stories. Those are invitations. Invitations into her inner world, and not everyone gets that invite. When a woman starts sharing these deeper layers of herself, she's not asking you to fix her. She's not expecting solutions. What she's really saying is, I trust you enough to be seen. And that kind of trust doesn't come from surface attraction. It comes from connection, care, and emotional safety. She's saying, this is the real me. Can you handle it? Can you still like me here? And you'll see this authenticity show up in how she reacts to your vulnerability too. When you open up, when you talk about things you normally keep to yourself, she doesn't flinch. She leans in, she listens fully without judgment. That's because she's already doing the same with you. There's a mutual unmasking that starts to happen. It's not always spoken out loud, but you can feel it. The space between you softens, the conversations get slower, deeper, more meaningful. She stops trying to impress you and starts wanting to connect with you. That's the shift. That's the sign. And once that happens, you'll notice how easy things start to feel. Not because there's no effort, but because the pressure to be perfect disappears. You both start showing up more honestly. And the bond that forms from that is far more powerful than anything built on surface attraction. So if you're wondering whether a woman truly likes you, pay attention to the version of herself she brings to you. Is she still guarded? Or is she beginning to soften, to open, to let you see her fully? Does she talk to you the way she talks to everyone else? Or is there a tenderness in her tone, a different rhythm to your conversations? And listen, some people are naturally more open than others, but even with the most private women, when they like someone, they begin to share in their own way. It might be slower, more cautious, but it still happens. Maybe she tells you about a childhood memory or lets you in on something that shaped her values. Maybe she shares her creative side, her writing, her art, her dreams, things she doesn't show the world. Whatever the method, the message is the same. She's letting you in, because when a woman likes you, she doesn't just want you to see the highlight reel. She wants to know you're willing to sit with her during the unedited moments. She wants to know that you can see her fully and still want to stay. One of the most overlooked, but absolutely undeniable, signs that a woman likes you is in her actions. Not just in the things she says, not even in the way she looks at you, but in what she does when no one's watching. Because here's the truth, when someone genuinely likes you, they show up for you. They don't just talk about how they feel, they reflect it in their behavior, in the way they prioritize you, support you, and make your presence in their life feel meaningful. That's what makes actions so much louder than words. Sometimes we get so focused on decoding texts, analyzing tone, or wondering what a certain emoji meant that we completely miss what's happening in real time. Her efforts, her consistency, her care, all of it tells you what words sometimes won't. When a woman is into you, she chooses you. Not in dramatic, over-the-top ways, but in the quiet, consistent decisions she makes. She shows up. She checks in, she follows through. That's not random, that's love in motion. You'll start to notice it in the little things first. Maybe she brings you something she knows you like without you ever asking. Maybe it's your favorite snack or coffee from that place you mentioned one time, or even a playlist she made that reminds her of you. You might think, oh, that's sweet, and it is, but it's also intentional. That's her saying, I think about you when you're not around. She didn't do that for everyone. She did it for you. And when someone makes those kinds of thoughtful gestures consistently, it means their feelings are deeper than they're letting on. Then there's the emotional support, and this is where it becomes even more clear. A woman who likes you pays attention to what you're going through. She'll remember the dates of your big meetings, your family stuff, your goals. She'll ask how it went, not because she feels obligated, but because she cares. When you're down, she doesn't disappear. She finds a way to be there. And sometimes it's not even through advice or long conversations. Sometimes it's just a message that says, I'm here if you need anything, or showing up without being asked. She wants to be a source of comfort, not a distraction. She wants you to feel like you don't have to go through things alone. Another thing you'll start to notice is that she makes time for you, and we all know time is one of the most valuable things anyone can give. We make time for what we care about, and a woman who's genuinely interested in you doesn't leave you guessing where you stand. Even when she's busy, she finds a way to include you. She carves out time. Maybe it's short, maybe it's simple, but she makes the effort. That effort, that reliability, is a sign of real interest. She's not just fitting you into her schedule, she's building her schedule around moments with you. And sometimes her actions come through in how she adapts, not in the sense of changing who she is, but in the way she shows flexibility to understand you better. If she sees that something matters to you, she'll learn about it. If you're passionate about a project or a hobby, she'll ask questions. She might not care about it on her own, but she cares because you care. That's her trying to speak your language, to show that your world matters to her, too. It's not about pretending, it's about connecting. And here's something that speaks volumes when you're not at your best, and she's still kind. When you're stressed, tired, maybe even a little off emotionally, she doesn't make you feel like a burden. She gives you space without pulling away. That kind of patience doesn't come from a casual connection. It comes from a woman who wants to be part of your life beyond just the highs. She's saying, I see you in all your states, and I still want to stay. You'll also see it in how she includes you in her own life, when she starts bringing you into her plans, introducing you to her close friends or family. That's not just logistics. That's emotional investment. That means she sees potential. She's not treating you like a temporary guest. She's inviting you into something more lasting. Even the way she updates you on her day, or asks for your opinion on her decisions, reflects that you matter. You're not just someone she talks to, you're someone she considers, someone she respects. And it's important to recognize that these actions might not always be grand. Not every gesture will be big or flashy. In fact, the most honest signs often come through the simple things, like remembering how you take your coffee, or sending you a message when she knows you're having a hard week, or staying up just a little longer to talk even when she's tired. These things don't make headlines, but they speak volumes. You see, when a woman really likes you, you never have to wonder how she feels, because her actions will line up with her words, and when words aren't there, the actions still continue. That consistency, that reliability, that quiet loyalty, those are the signs that matter, because it's easy to say the right things. But to do the right things over and over, especially when no one's keeping score, that's when you know it's real. And if you've ever had someone like that in your life, someone whose care showed up in how they treated you, not just how they talked to you, then you know how rare and valuable that kind of affection is. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't chase applause. It simply chooses you every time. Quietly, steadily, honestly, because when a woman truly likes you, you'll see it in what she does, not just in what she says.